just to survive, but to thrive in every area of your life. You are supposed to thrive in every area. Not just try to make it, but to thrive. And so for my 40th birthday, I challenged myself to do live videos. And why did I want to do live videos? Because I am stepping out of my comfort zone and doing something that I have been blessed to do, I will say. And so I challenged myself on my 40th birthday, yes, I'm 40, to do one live video a week. And so I chose Thursdays to do my live videos to give you key nuggets on how to get through everyday situations. And it also helps me, one, to build my confidence, to work on my appearance, my delivery. It gives me the opportunity to just build my platform as I am stepping into an area that I am that is new to me, that I will say. And so as I wait for people to join, I'm just going to go ahead and let you know some things. You want to make sure that you're taking notes. So I am pleased to announce that I finally got my notebooks in that were on back order. Hey, Melissa. So I have notebooks. If you are interested, please let me know. These are so that you can write down, grab paper, grab pen, to write down notes. You should always have something to write with near you so that you know when you have a thought that's coming to you, when you hear some powerful information, that you can write it down, because we don't want to leave it to our memory as to what we want to see, but we want to be able to go back and review it again. So just know that if you come in late, if you have to leave early, or you just miss the broadcast altogether, that they are recorded and you're able to watch them later. And so with that being said, welcome to Thriving Thursdays. Here we are again. This is my 4th Thriving Thursday, and I am super excited. Last week we went over what do you do when you're doing all the right things and you're not getting the results that you are looking to get. And so we talked about trusting the process and receiving guidance. Sometimes we're doing everything that we know to do, but there are different things that can be added from mentors that can tell you how to tweak what you're doing just to make it better. So with that being said, I am going to go into this week's topic, which is assumptions can stunt or restrict your growth. And I wanted to just say stunt, but then I was like, well, then people think then, like, we stunting on them. No, it's not like the hippie cool thing. If my kids heard me say that, they would be so embarrassed. So we're not going to tell them that I'm, doing some little stunt. I'm saying stunting, right? So assumptions can stunt or restrict your growth. And how can assumptions stunt and restrict your growth? What happens when you assume? Well, when you're assuming, you think that something's going to happen. It's not based on any factual information. You just think this is what's going to happen. And that's not always the case. Assumptions aren't facts. So what happens when an assumption is present? What happens when assumption is present, there is a lack of communication and there is a lack of preparation. Because if you assume something, what you are doing is not communicating to the other person, not communicating to the group or whatever, communicating to whatever it is. You're not preparing for for the expected result. So I give you, here's some examples. When you were in school and it was time for a test, you attended class, you listened to everything that the teacher said, but when you got the test, you didn't study before test time. You just took the test thinking, I know all that is going on. Well, when you get the test, you don't get the grade that you expected to get back, and you're confused. Why didn't I get that grade? The teacher did not go over these things that were on the test, but yet the teacher told you to read chapters 1 through 3, where you didn't go read it, you just listened to what she said. So you assume from what she said in the classroom, he or she, because there's man teachers, what they said in the classroom is what will be on the test, and that's not always the case. And so what happens is, what do you blame the teacher, right? Well, they should have told us this was going to be on the test. No, you should have studied for the test and prepared. So instead of saying, oh, well, they should have told us, well, maybe now you know what the teacher's expectations are. So now you know I need to go and study the materials, not just what the teacher has told me to do. So then if you go to the part where the teacher just, should have did that, that opens the door for more negativity. So what happens? I don't like the teacher. The teacher is picking on me. The teacher is mean. Well, none of those things are the case. You just didn't prepare correctly. So you're looking on the outward versus looking on the inward. Another thing that we all deal with, the weather. So you get dressed, you don't look at the weather, yet you go outside and later in the day it starts raining. Where you never brought an umbrella because you didn't expect for it to rain. You didn't prepare for it to rain because you never watched the weather. So what happens? You say, well, the weather man usually doesn't know what he's talking about anyway, so that's why I didn't watch the weather. Well, then that's why you weren't prepared for what happened, because you expected it to be a good day and it turned out to rain. So you were not prepared. You didn't communicate with the TV, I guess. You're not talking, but you didn't watch what was going on to prepare what was coming ahead. Another example, in relationships. Well, my significant other or my friend or, whoever, relationships are all different levels, coworker, any of those things. What happens is well, they should have known something was wrong with me. Well, they asked you if something was wrong and you said no. Well, your demeanor might have said something is wrong, but you came out of your mouth and said no. So now you're upset with them that they didn't know that something was wrong, but you said that nothing was wrong. So you're assuming that they are going to read your mind and know that something is wrong. They didn't know, and you didn't communicate to them that something is wrong. So now there's friction between you and the other person because it was never communicated correctly. There was never a resolve that came to it. So, you hear all kinds of things in relationship. The toilet seat's supposed to go up. The toilet seat's supposed to go down. You're supposed to know what I like. They don't know. They don't always know. You have to communicate what is going on. And so I learned this lesson this week as well myself. And so I assumed that everybody knew that I was Journey to Greatness and that I was teaching people to not just survive, but to thrive. And so I just thought, because I posted it, because I said it, because my business names on everything says Journey to Greatness, I assumed that that's what was going on. But I had to take a step back and reflect and say, well, I haven't spoke to everybody. So I don't know what everybody is thinking. So maybe I need to do some adjusting for myself so that I can become clear. And so assumptions can definitely hinder where you're going, because then when you assume, if you don't take on what is presented to you and you don't see something positive in it and allow yourself to grow, what happens is you become negative. Like the weather. I said the weatherman doesn't know what he's talking about. Well, that's a negative thing. So what does that what happens next? Every time you go outside or you watch the weather, you think negative things about what's happened. And so we do not want to think negative. We want to think what? Positive. Positive things come out. Reflection of going within instead of looking on the outer factors. What can I change within? Because when you point, what do they always say? You're not supposed to put your fingers in people's face. But when you point a finger, there's 3 fingers pointing back at you. So not looking at fault in the other person, but looking at the fault in yourself and what you can do to make yourself better. And so I don't want to teach you things that will cause you to think outwardly, I am here to help you grow inwardly, because prosperity, happiness, joy, peace, all of those things come from within. They don't come from outside factors. They come from what is within us. And so if we work and focus on what's within us, so we talked about vacating negativity, but also working what is within us is investing in yourself. Investing in yourself is so important. People forget how important it is, or they don't realize how important it is to invest in yourself. Look within. This is a daily thing. The only thing that you're supposed to be doing is being better than you were yesterday. How can I be better than I was yesterday? What can I change? What can I improve as I'm going on my journey to be great, to be better than I was yesterday? And so the thing that you want to do is not assume what is going on. Get the facts. Communicate what you're feeling, what you're thinking, your concerns, any of those things. You want to communicate those things, because if not, you start putting wedges in between you and your growth. You put wedges in between you and your relationships. You put wedges in between you and your success. So what happens when you're going down the road and there's a roadblock there? You have to stop. Say, there's an accident, there's no detour where you are. You have to stop. You can't go any further until that roadblock has been moved. Or you can try to go around it, and sometimes that, works. There's a detour, but that takes a longer route for you to get to where you want to go. And sometimes when you're going through the detours, it never really deals with what you just went around. So have you ever, gone through the detour, the GPS takes you in another direction, and you're wondering, why did it take you there? Your mind is wondering. It hasn't processed what it is that's there, that you're moving away from. And sometimes detours are good there. And so an assumption is just like a detour. It's just like a roadblock. Now you can either go around the assumption and go, somewhere else and never deal with that. But what happens is it festers. It festers. So say it was a fire there that, they sent you on a detour because there was a fire there and they didn't want you to go into the fire. Well, if they never put out the fire in enough time, the fire could spread over to where the detour is. It was never dealt with. So what you want to do is be able to deal with those things that you have that is presenting. Don't assume that somebody knows. Don't assume that somebody understands. Always seek clarity. And communication. So clarity comes from communication, asking questions and those things. So that is my nuggets for our Thriving Thursday today. I am so glad that you joined me. This is a journey that we're going on as we go to greatness. And so today we learned about assumptions can stunt or restrict your growth, and you do not want your growth to be restricted. You want to blossom into all that is made for you to have. And so today, as I close, I definitely want to invite you out to an event. My first ever speaking event will be this Saturday at 10 a.m. I am the first speaker up. Yes, I am excited and nervous at the same time, because I am stepping into an area that is foreign to me, that I have never done before, but I am excited about all the things that it's going to bring. And so if you would like more information, if you would like to hear me come and give some more key nuggets about how to thrive in your life, and THRIVE stands for trust to process, highlight all wins, receive guidance, invest in yourself, vacate negativity, and evaluate your goals. Please, please, please go to Off the Bench Live. It's offthebench.com. You can go there to get more information, to get your tickets, and you can see me here next week, because this is going to be a journey that we are doing every Thursday. We are coming together. So I wanted to bring, before I leave out, because I'm on the time, I don't want to take all your time up. It's Thursday. The game is about to come on. The Raiders are playing the 49ers, and I'm about to see both teams, I believe, are 1-7. And so I'm about to see this game because it's about to be a fight of who can have the better record. So before I leave out real quick to go see kickoff, I did wear all my bracelets today for you. All my journey to greatness. If you're looking for some products to encourage you on your journey, my bracelets say journey to greatness and thrive. So as you go along your day, along your journey, you are always reminded to thrive. I showed you the notebooks at the beginning of the session. Yes, I have 2 new notebooks in. They are purple and black, and then I have the magenta and blue notebooks as well. As you can see, I have my Journey to Greatness shirts on. This color comes in black and white, and I have a blue shirt as well that's on a white or blue design that's on a white background. If you're interested in any of those, let me know. I have a men's line that has Thrive on it. So the men are kings of the jungle, and we want to remind them to thrive as well. So thank you for joining me today. I shall see you next Thursday for Thriving Thursdays. I pray that you got at least one thing from what I have said today, and that is, do not assume anything. Live on facts, communicate, and prepare for every step along your journey. I will see you next Thursday. Let's go. NFL football. Let's go. I'm out of here.